Here we go. Are we on?
Boom! We
are on.
Okay.
Wow, it is, you know, last hour.
Okay, all of that fuss, but how clear is this picture?
Totally worth it.
Yes, almost.
How clear is this? Guys, make sure let us know if the audio is good and the picture quality is good. We just worked on that. And when I say we just worked on that, I mean Craig just worked on that.
All good. Guys, welcome. It is episode 26, which means we've been going for exactly half a year.
Crazy.
Every week. Have not missed even one.
We haven't missed one.
I haven't.
We haven't
been together all the time, but we haven't missed. And we really appreciate you guys signing on, sticking with us. Our camera setup is getting better. If you hopefully can notice that our picture is a lot clearer. It's so clear that it's distracting. And it's very tempting to look over here.
It's very tempting, and actually, it's so clear that when Craig and I looked at ourselves before we started filming,
I had to go shave. It was bad.
Craig went to shave, and I forgot a comb. So Craig doesn't know this, but I actually used a fork and combed my beard.
I hope you put it in the sink and washed it.
I can't remember. We don't know where that fork is.
Oh,
it's a mystery fork. So anyway.
Okay, so look, we're gonna get started here. This live show is actually the giveaway is sponsored by Nathan Sports, who we got in touch with about a couple months ago. And
guys, not me. This is no conflict of interest here. It's not my other company.
Oh right, yes. And they sent us some cool gear, which is good because it's dark these days in the winter. And I have not tried this one out. This is what you clip it to your back, but I have been using this in the mornings, which is cool. It's a headlamp, but specifically made for runners, which when you try it, you'll notice why it is specifically made for runners. It's much lighter than my camping headlamp, which I should go pull out. Yeah, so we're gonna be giving this away.
Dude, this thing, super rad. I've been using it as some of my early morning runs, and you know, I sometimes run with a little headlamp, and there's like two things, right? Like, I want to be able to see the trail, the road where I'm going, but I want other cars to be able to see me. And if you just have a headlamp on, it's actually a small light. You may be able to see it, but compared to like what a car sees, it's a small light facing the other direction. They don't get anything. This is just like this huge blast from behind in your face. Like, it is really hard to not be noticed. So
cool.
When I'm running with my dog, we've like clipped this onto our dog before too, so she's super visible.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Pickup.
Oh, cool. So we're gonna be giving one of those away. Oh look, Kyle's here. All our favorite friends are here.
Ben from Scotland, what's up, Ben?
Thank you so much guys for sticking with us. If you're on YouTube, you probably didn't see the flub that we just had on Facebook.
Super fun.
But we have a new camera set up. Tell us how it looks, because I'm very excited about this. Usually we have this like really like dim thing on my computer of the just normal camera from my computer face cam. And now we have our good camera setup, which has taken a month and a half or 2 months of trying to figure it out.
If you guys want to talk about like bit rates and encoding and everything about this takes, I have no idea. CPU usage.
Yes.
I've learned way more terms than I know what to do with.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing well.
You're gonna do well.
Kyle, hey, from Louisville. We have Ira from Austria. What's up, Lance? Hey guys.
Yeah, as we get in,
Ben,
Craig's giving a little shout out here.
Carrie, welcome home. Thank you.
What's up, guys? Let us know where you're coming in from. We want to know, like, are you guys regulars? Have you watched the show before? If there's anyone here who's watching for the first time, that'd be kind of cool to know.
Yeah, absolutely. We are on episode 26, so a lot of you guys have been with us for a while. I definitely recognize some of your all's names. And what was really cool was that we got to meet some of you guys last week at the New York Marathon Expo and at your event.
That was super fun.
Yeah.
Craig, you were missed at the event. They asked about you.
Unfortunately, I could not. I had to fly back the morning of the event, so I missed it just by a couple hours. But we were at the expo.
They asked where the gear review guy was.
We were at the expo all week, and people were coming up screaming, and they look, and they just look straight through me, and then come and they grab onto Nate. They're like, oh my God, can I take a picture with you? And I was like, no worries, I'll take the picture.
Lifetime dreams fulfilled right here.
This is one of my very few times where I'm in front of the camera instead of behind it.
I know, but seriously though, the expo was really fun. It was great. Like, we got to talk to so many companies and brands. I think it was funny when we were talking to Golden, who's the founder of Ultra, and you know, we're talking to him, who's like this big time you know, shoe company and the founder of it. and then someone comes running up to us and is like, oh my God, we watched all your videos. This is so crazy. I was just watching this morning. I can't believe you guys are here. And Golden is like, who is this person? So,
it was pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty fun. We talked to the founder of On Running. We talked to a bunch of companies. Actually, what I wanted to ask you was, we talked to what, maybe 40 or 50 different companies that were displaying there, different races, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
What was your favorite product that you saw there?
Well, okay, so I was gonna go this in a slightly different direction. I was actually gonna say what my like favorite standout thing, and one of my favorite standout things was, so the guy in the, was it the Toronto Marathon? Or the Canada?
Ottawa.
The Ottawa waterfront?
Yes,
He just had like the best beard ever.
That's
we were
true.
It was
Ottawa
like,
Marathon guy had a very, very good beard. In fact,
it was like, it's like he uses like juices and berries or something to.
I was talking to him. Nate went to the bathroom and I said, hey, you know, we're from the Run Experience. I'm trying to explain what we're doing, and I was like stumbling. I couldn't speak. I was like, I can't speak because I was like so engrossed in his beard.
So beautiful.
Finally, I was like, you know what? I'm not being very articulate here. I'm so distracted by your beard. We talked about it a little bit, and then I felt better.
I know, so funny. Let me see here. Dennis says, hey, from Leesburg, Georgia. I still haven't forgotten your question. Carrie, what's up, Carrie? I had been a TRE fan even before all the cool, awesome giveaways. Go TRE.
Yeah, actually, so, okay. The reason we do giveaways is because it entices people to show up, and it lets us kind of work with companies that we like their stuff without having to do like something super transactional.
Yeah.
And we just get to, you know, show you guys cool stuff like with Nathan Sports. And, you know, we try it out and then we pass it on to you. So hopefully you guys like that. If for some reason you guys have suggestions around how we can change that type of thing, let us know. I mean, we are looking to do a number of things as far as working with other companies that we like next year. Should we talk about that?
We can talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Next year, in 2018, we are still working on this, but we are going to be sponsoring athletes for the first time.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're going through. That's what we're talking about.
You didn't know what I was talking about?
I wasn't sure. So, I just played along.
So we're going to be sponsoring athletes for the first time, and we're not quite sure how many we're going to sponsor yet, but it'll probably be in the 20-ish range.
Could be one of you.
Yeah. What we are looking for are people that are running enthusiasts and that have displayed their running enthusiasm by, like, you know, being really involved in their community and having a group of following there or a following online. We're looking at people who have like Instagram followings. We want people who spread the message of good training. And as part of that, I mean, when you think about our company, we want you to think about a company that spreads this mission of like, look, take care of yourself as an athlete, as a human, and running should be an expression of that. It should be fun. It should be hopefully, you know, less painful and less injury prone than it is for most people. And all of our training and all of our content is around this idea. So we want people who are going to continue to promote that idea. Yeah. We're going to give them free access to all of our training if you're a sponsored athlete. And so what I would like from you guys is, like, you know, if you have people that you follow online outside of us, Instagram, on Facebook, people who you think, oh, these people are doing something interesting. Like there was a lady who does, I won't say give her her name, but she does vegetarianism and running, and that is her thing.
That's her thing.
She's great. I follow her. I'm not vegetarian, but I mean, it's kind of like she has a voice and is trying to affect runners in a positive way. And so we want to be in touch with those people. So what our sponsored athletes are going to get is, you know, access to all of our training, of course, but also access to all of our co-sponsors.
That's right, guys. We've got lined up some pretty sweet sponsors in there. We can't, you know, officially say too many things yet, but this is going to be everything from some of your favorite nutrition products to your favorite run gear,
shoes,
to apparel, and to shoes and everything. So it's like, it's going to be a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're excited to meet you. So if that's you, that's great. If it's one of your friends, if there's anyone who you follow, you're really inspired by, who you think we should meet, we would love that connection.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're hoping to just spread the word and help other people spread the word around good training, and then just get a lot of cool running gear and stuff and distribute it so that people can get to do the same things that we do, which is we get all these products and we get to try them out, and talk to you guys about them.
You know, speaking of, back to one of your original questions was, you know, what were some of the gears that kind of are companies that stood out? You know, I'm always like a mobility nut and an injury prevention nut. Like those are the things that I'm always excited the most about. And we talked to a few companies, right? I was actually really impressed going back to the stick. I'll be honest, you know, the stick has been around for so long, you know, that like kind of rolly thing. And I was just like, nah, there's newer, better stuff out there. But we did like an 8 or 9 minute demo with one of the guys. They pulled out different tools we hadn't even seen before. Like this like little rolly thing.
The roller thing was pretty cool. I wish she'd given us one of those. I was actually...
What do you think also about the power tool ones?
I was gonna say that. I liked the BFF a lot. I'm hoping
so is your leg still shaved? So guys, if you didn't actually watch the live expo, Craig,
I shaved my leg.
Got his leg shaved. There's this
buffed. I got it buffed.
It's like a power sander, and you'd use it for some massage, and you could put it like flat for more of a gentle rod thing, and you could put it on its edge to get in a little deeper. But then what you could do is use it as like a skin treatment. So we kind of use this as a way of getting off dead skin, putting in, you know, different like cream and oils to
and you could roll at different angles, get deep, and then like he basically had this attachment which was essentially a sander. Sorry, we're in San Francisco, and somebody's
doing their thing.
Overdosed.
So anyway, those tools were cool, and then the other one was this cool power drill. It was like a cordless power drill, and it was like and then it had like different heads you could put in, and
it was cool. It's basically like if you can take power tools and attach softer nubbins to them, you can use them as massage devices. I'm down. I'm interested to hear more.
I do like mobility. It does require some work, especially if you are moving around yourself in the device. So any device that you don't have to move and you can have that do the work is great. And one of the things with like a regular foam roller, if you're supporting yourself on it, you're on tension a little bit and you're not able to really sink in. So something where you're sitting or laying down totally unsupported, those muscles are totally relaxed. It's just a different mobility experience.
Agreed.
So power tools, those are gonna be the new thing. Oh hey, Selena asks, how did your one friend with the 5 weeks of training do in the marathon? Tyler.
Tyler, actually I'm gonna turn this down just to be a little bit more, hold on.
A little bit better. We're adjusting our sound here, guys.
All right, let's see if that's a little bit better. I think that sound should be a little bit better, right? Tyler did amazing.
Tyler did great.
Tyler is the founder of Sunbasket, who you guys have heard us talk about before. Sunbasket is a company that delivers ready-to-cook meals to you, and they do it in a really healthy way. So if you haven't checked out sunbasket.com, you definitely should. Him and his co-founder, kind of like us, raced the New York Marathon, and we gave Tyler some tips. He did really well up until about mile 24.
They had like a little friendly wager.
Yeah, exactly.
And what was the wager? It was just like they were gonna try to beat each other, and both of them...
They publicized the whole company, so there was like a lot of pressure. But Tyler actually was doing really well until I think mile 24, and then just hit the wall like hardcore.
Hey, if you can get all the way to mile 24 before you hit the wall, you've had a fantastic race, right? I mean, like two miles of just suffering is nothing.
And he still beat Adam by...
He still beat him?
He still beat him by 2 minutes, but he was 30 minutes ahead until mile 24.
My goodness. I wonder if he did. So he asked me, because he was at Central Park, and he says like, hey Nate, what should I do? I haven't really trained for this. And I was like, you know, like it depends on what you want to do and how important this bed is. And I was like, you know what, you should just like walk the 8 stations, start walking them at like mile 1. Treat this as a long catered training run, especially if you really haven't got any miles in. It's still gonna be hard, just surviving is gonna be the challenge. And you go from there. And his co-founder was standing right next to him. He's like, hey, what's this guaranteed strategy that I can do to beat Tyler? And I said, don't walk the 8 stations. And Tyler's like, hey. So I need to know what happened. I need to get the dirt. Did Tyler walk the 8 stations?
He was definitely running through 8 stations up until the late stages of the race.
Amazing.
He was going at a fair clip, and then the wheels came off.
That guy's got a lot more in him. He was downplaying his fitness. He had a little bit more in the bank than I thought.
I told him he had about a month of training, and I told him that, you know, here are the risks, here are the potential things you can do. And a lot of people have this question, hey, I'm planning on running this marathon. I have procrastinated like I do with other things in my life, you know, which we all do. and how do I train for it now? I have 4 weeks, I have 3 weeks. And we talked about this a little bit on one of our shows, but basically my advice was time on your feet, so without beating your body up. So long runs that are mostly hikes, but that you're out for 3 or 4 hours and you're moving for 3 or 4 hours, but not ones that like make you sore for 3 days. So you're not running for 3 hours, maybe you're running for 45 minutes, but you're out for...
Yeah, and guys, in this situation, this is not something we recommend. You're preparing yourself for the shock of being on your feet for that extended period of time with as minimal possible damage. So going slow, going out there for a long time is kind of the way to go. Have you ever done hydration? What's like the least amount of preparation you've done, you know, like a marathon?
Oh, well, yeah, I've jumped into marathons many a time, but it wasn't really like little preparation. Like coming out of college, I was routinely running 45 miles a week. And I had a base of running 80 miles a week for 4 years. And so like I could jump into a marathon and I hadn't prepared for the marathon specifically. Like in fact, my first marathon, I only did one long run and that I just ran like one day I woke up and I was like, I should figure out if this marathon distance is gonna be a problem. So I went and ran 20 miles, 24, 23 miles, something like that. It is almost a marathon distance. I took one Cliff Bar with me, no water, and was just like, let's see what happens because I was young and stupid. And I got beaten up a lot. And,
no kidding.
But then I finished the marathon and I was fine. I qualified for Boston, but that was based on like
based
all my
on years
stuff.
of everything. So that's a good thing.
Otherwise, I'd say right now this is my Nate and I have a 50K coming up
in a week and a half.
And it's not so much that I'm unprepared for it running wise, but just like that amount of elevation, etc. Like, it's a new thing.
It's gonna be a bear. You know, I was able to run while I was in Boston and New York, but it was just so flat. It felt super easy, but it wasn't exactly the translation. So we got 7,000 feet of vert or so staring at us. A week and a half's time. It's going to be real good. Let's get to some of your questions. Hey, Tone Nouvelle says, hi guys from Hampton, Virginia. I just started watching your live today. I saw you both had fun in New York City. We totally did. It was really fun.
Oh, and guess what? You guys are going to get another treat in about a month. We're going to the running event.
Yes, we are going to be out there. It's this, I mean, actually, maybe a lot of runners don't even know about it.
Nobody knows about this.
It's actually an insider, like, industry thing for a lot of, like, running stores and shoe companies. So I think we're going to get a little sneak peek on what, like, running stores are thinking about and looking at next year. Maybe some sneak peek on product for next year.
You know, the way that you guys see marathon expos, that's usually for, like, end consumers, which is why we like going there. But this is for running shoe stores and, like, all the companies are there. Every single company, anything you see in a running store is, you know, anybody who makes that thing is going to be here. And it's in Austin. It's the end of the month, the 28th through the 1st of December. And we're excited to go because we're kind of acting as media, and we're going to go. Like Meb's going to be there. There's going to be some really like cool.
Super Meb. Yeah, we got media badges. We should try to interview Meb.
We should.
That'd be really cool. That'd be really fun. Let's see here. Which 50K are you guys running? We are running, Tyler, the North Face 50K Challenge right in San Francisco. The North Face Endurance Challenge 50K, which is a week from Saturday. Actually, we've got a few team members from the Run Experience flying in, so we're super excited to do this as a team. Is Kirk just gonna like cream us?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those young kids. Holly's gonna be out there. Kirk, Craig and I will all be out there. Kyle, unfortunately, couldn't make it. He just kind of remembered that his wife is 8 months pregnant. He's like, maybe I shouldn't leave her from there. And we're like, okay.
They have 2 kids, and his wife is 8 months pregnant for the 3rd.
Dr. Kyle Bowling is who we're talking about.
And he's like, oh, I totally didn't time this right. I forgot that when I bought my ticket.
Oh, so, yeah. Oh, Tony, dude, Austin, totally good music and barbecue. In fact, I've actually been reading the Franklin's barbecue book, and I actually am hosting, my wife and I are hosting a barbecue rib smoking competition at our house on Saturday.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Which is another reason why I can't go to the concert tonight, because I have to prepare for the barbecue smoking rib off. That's going to be super fun.
Do I get any of the proceeds?
You will get some proceeds on Monday, because I think we're going to be cooking like 9 or 10 racks of ribs in total.
I think you should cook 11 racks and just instead of giving me the
just
proceeds,
an extra one, just the full rack.
Allocate.
I will drop it and Uber it to your house.
You know what you should do?
I won't even go in the car.
Cheat. Use a sous vide.
Someone is using a sous vide. I don't know. I think a traditional smoker is going to take that sous vide stuff down.
We'll see. I'm a sous vide fan.
You are a sous vide fan.
In fact, actually, I'm going to a cooking lesson. Guys, you should check out this site. It's Garlic Press with Jess. Garlic Press with Jess.
Garlic Press with Jess.
Girl named Jess Lyons. I met her over the weekend, and she's giving me cooking lessons on healthy cooking and nutrition habits, and I'm going to hopefully bring some of that back to you guys.
Into Craig's Crazy Kitchen.
What do you think?
What do you think? I love it.
Garlic Press with Jess, yeah.
Oh, so we get some good questions here. Chuck asks, is it possible to run a 50K with only training about 45, 52 miles a week? It's a June race. Work interferes much to run any longer.
Yeah, totally.
Totally. I mean, that's basically what we're doing. And, you know, at competitive levels, you could go a little bit further. I think given that range, you know, I'm happy with this race. Like, if I could hit 5 hours or maybe a little bit faster, I would be ecstatic. But I also know that that's nowhere near time that's going to be winning this thing, and competitive guys will be going more.
If you want to finish a 50K race, I mean, even with the amount of elevation that we have, you can definitely do it on 45, 50 miles a week.
Yeah, that's a good amount.
I think the long run is an important part of that. Not doing so many that you're beating yourself up, but he'll repeat.
Another nice way to do it too, and this is something I've learned because I've been working with my friend Mario Fraioli, and he is a really, really good endurance running coach. And he's been setting up some programming for a local run group in the Bay Area. I've been co-coaching this program with him and benefiting because I get to follow his run workouts, which is super fun. And he believes a lot in like stacking, you know, around the weekend. So like do your long run, but you know, we haven't gone much over 20 to 23 miles for our 50K. I did that 25-mile once, but that was more because we got lost. But also like stacking like kind of 8 to 10 and then like 10 to 12 around it. So you kind of have this dense 3 days. And what I've learned, it's not just about that one individual day, it's sort of like the density of all those things. You can kind of sneak those in. Yeah, so FOD Runner says, what both of your current weekly mileages? You know, I hit 55 a couple weeks ago. That's definitely some of the highest mileage I've done before. And you know, we're in kind of the 45 to 50 hour range. But guys, also keep in mind, like, we're doing this on the dirt with a lot of dirt and vert. That's really
and I'm also like, this is considering I'm doing the 45 miles on 4 days a week in terms of running. I'm doing lifting and strength.
You were also doing some lifting and some other days, so it's really about the whole blend, and it's where you do the mileage. Our fellow coach Kirk, when he's running in Colorado, they don't like to look at mileage at all. They just want to know what your vertical is because they're up at elevation, and you know, it's like it almost doesn't matter, which is kind of funny. Tavizo says, hey, from Duluth, Minnesota, anyone know of some decent shoes to run in on ice-covered streets?
Oh, I mean, you can buy ice cleats.
We know where we can send him.
Which is where?
Running Warehouse.
Oh, yeah, of course. 100%.
So check out runningwarehouse.com. There might be a link down below where you can actually even get...
I think I forgot to put the link in there.
We'll have to put that in. Anyway, we have a little discount we can give you for Running Warehouse. And they have...
What is the discount?
I think is it 15?
It's 10. It's 10, 10%? But I should give it to him. Hold on one second.
Yeah, let's go give that to you.
If you go to any of our previous live shows, you'll be
able to see it in there. We'll be able to pull that up. Anyway, they have a shoe finder.
I didn't think we were talking about their stuff today, so
and you can find shoes based on, you know, what you're looking for. And they're definitely companies that create winter-based shoes. They're waterproof. They have a little bit more insulation, and then all depending, you've got shoes like maybe a trail shoe with a little more tread might be good. The other thing you do, I used to do this is super old school, is a company called Yak Tracks. Do you ever use those? It was like a rubber thing that you could put on the outside of your shoe, and it had like little tiny metal spikes. So if it's really icy and snowy, you would actually give yourself some good grip there. So that's another way to go. It's funny, I don't even know if Yak Tracks is still
RunEXP10. You want to put that in there?
Yeah. Here's a discount.
At runningwarehouse.com.
RunEXP10. Oh, is it all lowercase?
Yeah.
Run
no,
EXP
it doesn't matter.
10.
Yeah.
That's our discount code, guys.
Yeah.
For Running Warehouse.
Yeah.
For running.
Put the
warehouse.com. Really?
Yeah.
HTTP.
Colon. Backslash.
Damn it.
Yeah, there you go. No. It's his first time writing a URL.
Yeah, why can't I just www? World Wide Web.
Because it's not www.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, Yak Tracks. Elizabeth knows what's going on. Yes, exactly, FOD runners. Like I was going to say that you recommend back-to-back long runs, but that answers the question. Interesting point about stacking runs around the long run to get used to running on tire legs. Exactly. You know, one of the other things I did, I'm very excited because I feel like my training's been going great, was that, you know, even before I got into like the specific training for this 50K, I was doing a lot of like runs that were in like the 10 to 12 mile range for the long run, maybe 12 to 13 with some vert. Not necessarily super long, but it just gave me this nice like foundation where I felt like when I did step up to the 14 and 15 miles, it didn't destroy me. I've definitely been in the past where my base mile long run was probably like 8 to 9 miles or less than 10.
Yep.
So when I hit that 13, that destroys me. And then the next week when I go to 15, I'm like totally destroyed. So I found that was nice that you could do right now. Let's see
more questions.
More questions. Guys, we are talking about what we learned at the New York City Marathon. I want to talk about Shalane Flanagan's victory a little bit because that's super cool.
That picture of her crossing lines just get
chills.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. And what we talked about in the New York City Marathon, we are also doing a giveaway. This show is brought to you by Nathan Sports.
Yeah, click the link below and you get entered for free to win
all these cool visibility
things. One of these things.
All these great things.
We might even throw in a month of the training club.
Why not? We could just...
Yeah, we didn't put that on there, but we probably should have.
We could do crazy.
Yeah.
But we're also answering your questions. That's what we're here for. So Gonzo says, guys, I have a problem and I don't know why it is happening. When I run at my fastest pace, my buttocks gets numb, but as soon as I slow down, everything comes back to normal. Any idea what that could be?
Numb is such a kind of amorphous term.
Yeah.
In some ways you can say, you know, when you run really fast, you start to like lose feeling in some of your limbs just from like the exertion and pain. It could be that. It's hard to diagnose somebody from a paragraph, honestly. So I don't take this at all. But like when I think of a numb like posterior area, I think of like usually sciatica problems.
Yeah, I would go after potentially something that is some kind of a pinched nerve.
Yeah.
You know, we are not physical therapists or doctors. Like, we can't diagnose you here, especially in our live show and from TRE HQ. So if it's something that's sketchy, check it out. I would say...
It sounds like you have the flu, so you should know.
I would say that, you know, working in and around the area from a mobility perspective is always a good idea. So if you got something... So if you have something, I'm normally the one who's doing this. I feel like this is a role reversal.
Yeah, it's good. He's trying to answer it seriously. I'm
just you're just being Captain Craig.
This is a much better role.
Isn't it a better role? It is really fun. One of us has to play serious. But anyway, what I would do is like get on a lacrosse ball, get on a roller, open up your hamstrings and glutes. Chances are something is tight there that might be pressing on some sort of nerve. As long as it feels okay, we're good to go. And you can slowly start to ease into your faster running. The other thing, make sure your warm-up's really good. If you're jumping that fast, running too fast, that could be it. My other ideas that I would try, I would consider, you know, thinking about like, okay, is it when I run flat, does it bother me? How does it feel if I go uphill? All right, so I could do some intervals uphill. It might be a shorter stride uphill that doesn't bother you much. So you can start to problem solve this a little bit. In a flu shot.
I was just thinking a flu shot in the butt instead of the shoulder.
Oh my god, okay. Alright. Oh man.
Oh god, I love this.
It is good. Do you
go to hip mobility exercises for somebody who sits at a computer all day long. Where's our little our pamphlet? You can see a stack of them over there.
Here, let me go get one.
Okay. Turns out, not only do we have our favorite ones, but we have them printed on little mini posters or race numbers that we've been giving out to people when we see them, and I'll probably give them out in running shoe stores if we end up. So, yeah. So, which one did you get? Did you get?
I got the pre.
Yeah. He picked the one that I'm not on. Let's see how that is.
Well, I don't know where the other one is.
No, it's okay. You have to open a whole nother package. Okay, good. So look at this. These are ones that I do pretty much every time I go running. Not pretty much, every time I go running. How come I can't see where we are? Hold on. Can you see this? Oh. Okay, it's a little bright.
Yeah, it's still a little bright. Anyway, you can kind of see this thing.
There's a lot of light going here. It's a little bit reflective, so it's unfortunately... Oh, maybe if you Turn it this way. Anyhow, you can kind of see this. It's our pre-run checklist. The reason you can't see the full thing is because this is trademarked and we can't run it for free. But hip circles, we have videos on hip circles, leg swings, and downward dog push-ups. I'll often do the leg swings in both directions, both up and back and side to side. Hip circles, #1 hip mobility thing that I do, and I think if you combine that with the couch stretch after you're done running, that really, for sitting down at desk, the couch stretch is amazing.
Yeah. Having a transition time where you go from that seated position to being outside is huge, and especially in the winter when it's colder for a lot of us, we're inside more, we're not moving as much, we're not taking walks outside because it sucks. That little extra mobility and warm-up is going to be big, and literally it might take you longer to get your body up to temperature, like literally, so you might need a longer warm-up. I wanted to hit, and this is actually good piece from Facebook. I wanted to give our Facebook people some love. Aisha asks, hi guys, if you covered this already, I'll go back and listen. During the winter, do you concentrate on more mobility and strength during these months? I'm from Washington State and we already have snow and ice. My running slows way down. And I think that, you know, it's funny. So first of all, marathoning now, or half marathoning or running, can really be a year-long sport. You can almost do whatever. You could sign up for a race in January. You could sign up for a race in July. So to a certain degree, in your off season, it's a good time to let your running slow down a little bit and to focus on some other things. We just pushed a video out on this yesterday on our 6 cross-training do's and don'ts. And that would be really good because we kind of talk about all the different cross-training options, what they mean, and how to choose something fun that fits for you. But you know, letting your running die down naturally, if you're someone who's running more in the summer, letting yourself in the winter like dial back a little bit and focus on some different aspects, I think is generally a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great time to focus. Running, in a lot of ways, it is a constricting thing, right? It's hard to get more flexible when you're running a lot, because that soreness is you kind of breaking down your muscles and they tend to tighten. So a lot of times we're fighting against ourselves mobility-wise when you're training hard. So you can kind of stay roughly even or make a little bit of progress, but when you start ratcheting down your running a little bit during this off season, it's a great time to do strength work. But even more than like, not talking about like, oh, I'm gonna like get really like, it's more like do the strength that is gonna support your running, which is why we have the running strength program and stuff. But and then mobility, it's great because they like during those periods when you're a little bit, you're not taxed every weekend by doing long runs, it's a little bit easier to work on your mobility.
Yeah, and you know, like I grew up in Massachusetts and Maine, and we'd embrace the winter. Like we would go snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, sledding when we were kids, like snowball fights, whatever. Like it's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna run outside as much, but I'll go and do a bunch of other things, which is
keep active. Fun. I mean, our whole thing is around being an athlete first and a runner second, which means that you are well-rounded in your ability to take on different athletic pursuits, and running might be your primary one, but there are other ones that you can take up, especially seasonally.
I got another one from Facebook. This one is interesting. Anita says, hello from Kalispell, Montana. Just tuned in. I've done winter running and actually love winter running, but I always get bronchitis, and I'm just getting over that this season. I have a half marathon coming up in February, and so far I've only done 2 runs because of my bronchitis. Tips on working up to this season's half. So it sounds like you're just recovering from bronchitis earlier this fall. You know, anything that's in the lungs, we definitely want to be careful about how heavy and hard we breathe. So a nice way to transition, especially if you haven't been doing much, is actually strength training and stuff that's like not as cardiovascular, but gets you fit.
Yeah, and also in the winter months, especially where, you know, I always feel it's harder to get warmed up and like really into the flow of things when you're running in really cold weather. The bronchitis, one thing I'll note, whether it's you have to get the flu this year or cold or bronchitis, any version of like a respiratory infection, I know that it just takes a lot. Like you may feel better, meaning the cold may have gone away, but to get to a performance level or a hard training level, you're just going to be beaten down for a little bit longer than you think. So don't come out of the gates thinking, hey, I'm better, I'm over the bronchitis, and let's hit it hard. Ease into it and accept the fact that your body is going to have to acclimate again, not only to the break that you took from your training or that lack of buildup there, but also you're running cold weather and you just had a respiratory infection. So,
yeah, and we're like 3 to 4 months from
Plenty
there. Some other things depending on your lungs, and if you're getting bronchitis a lot, like we need to check your nutrition, make sure you're sleeping well, you've got good hydration. You may find that like the cold air makes things sensitive. So is there anything you can wear in your face to cover that? I hate to say it, but treadmill might be a good idea just to stay in a warm environment. And you could do some treadmill. We got some treadmill videos and treadmill workouts you can do on our channel as well, how to simulate outdoors.
We have, February is January, February. You have over 3 months now. We have a half marathon program in our training club, and what we recommend, it's 2 months, but we recommend people do either the beginner program or the 30-day challenge, depending on where you're starting. If you're you have some running experience, the 30-day challenge is probably where to start. If you don't, then the beginner program as a precursor to the half marathon program. So that's 12 weeks of training. And if you're like, man, it's winter here, I'm not getting in all these runs, our programs and the community that we have around those programs and the coaches and everything is designed to like let you have some variability. When Nate and I are training for that, we change, according to how we're feeling and according to our schedules and what we have, we change like and adapt the program to fit us. But now like, hey, here's the body of workouts that I can do. Let me figure out what works with my schedule.
Yeah, and it's always hard, but like one of our principal tenets when we get you in is to, we like to say that we give you a training plan and that we tell you not to follow it. And the idea is that no one, just as Craig said, is successful by blindly following a plan, right? We want to, reading what's going on with ourselves, our bodies, our life, and kind of integrate and adapt to what's going on. And this is similar to, we just got a question about Achilles pain. Christina on Facebook says, just started training for my first half marathon in April, but I started having some Achilles pain this past week. What are some ways I can keep up with my training while the ankle recoups? I don't want to lose any ground I've gained. So Christina, it's super common, especially in the first few weeks of adapting to a running plan. Your body's gonna feel a little bit beat up, and you're gonna want to find a balance between keeping the consistency of the running, but you need to do some things, like you need to send reinforcements to that Achilles and that ankle. And what I would do, and I'm saying this because this happened to me in my first go round of the 50K training, was like, okay, I gotta double down, rolling out my feet, rolling out my calves and around the Achilles area. Just give it a lot of love each and every day, like 10 minutes a day, like every single day, like no ifs, ands, or buts. And then the other thing I can start to do is just strengthen that area a little bit.
Yeah.
Walking in your toes, walking in your heels, doing little ankle circles back and forth. We have a foot and ankle strengthening video that I filmed. I was inspired to film this because this was a problem I had and it was helping me with my training. And try to keep a base mileage. If you catch this early, you can minimize your interruptions. But like when in doubt, you're better off like getting on a rower or a bike and letting that one run like kind of taken off the schedule, so you can just be a little bit more smooth all the way through and then jump back in. You got plenty of time for April, right? We're playing the long game here.
Totally.
You got real quiet all of a sudden, Craig.
Well, I was just like listening. I was going to interrupt, and then I was like, I'm going to let him take that one.
That never happens, by the way. We always interrupt each other in some way.
I was just thinking that we only have 5 minutes. We had said we were going to do a post show on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So we're probably going to jump on Instagram in a couple minutes and
that's a good idea.
Post show. But before we do that, we're gonna do our giveaway, which means you got to click the link below and enter. There's close to 100 people here on between Facebook and YouTube. So guys, definitely jump in there. It's free. We're giving away this 2 visibility lights. One's a headlamp and one's a strobe light. I haven't been using this one. Nate's been using this one. I've been using the headlamp, and it's great. And you actually like the strobe light.
I do. I dig it.
So it's winter, guys. You're probably running in the dark, whether it's in the morning or the evening. So definitely take advantage, and we'll be sending this out directly to you with a free month of our training club access.
Yeah, and even in the dawn and dusk, guys, I'm not doing this like with Nathan in anything particular. But if you're someone who's in like the dawn and dusk time, like
wear a light.
where like you can see and like your visibility's adapted, but like no one else can see you. Like you're so small on the road. Like wear bright colors, wear something reflective, add a light, or like try to stay off the roads and on some trails. I think all of that is like a really good idea. Look how bright that thing is. That's
Why
crazy.
you chose the black one? I chose the visibility one.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Well.
This is called Spriggs armband.
Oh yeah.
We've been trying different armbands. I used to have this one. This largely sucks. But it was cheap and it was on Amazon. But it slides down. It gets all kind of mushy. Then I had an arm pocket one. We did a little promotion with them, and it was pretty cool. I like the arm pocket one. It was made out of neoprene. This thing is just a piece of cloth, and it's stretchy, and it's got these little. You can see that, but no, you can't see that, can you? There are these little nubbins on here that you can't really feel, but they're rubbery, so that it doesn't slide. And then it's basically just a pocket. I mean, if you've ever stuck your phone into your
nubbins
arm...
is kind of a funny word.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like you've used nubbins before in other areas.
I like nubbins.
When is the last time you've used the word nubbins to someone else as a innocent? I'm just curious.
It's better not to use it with other people, I think. It's one of those personal terms. But it's cool. I used this. I used this morning. I used it earlier this week. Like, you just slide your phone in there.
It works pretty good.
Yeah, it works pretty well. Like, I mean, it's definitely the lightest, you know, and you just strap it over. And that thing is not going anywhere. Like, and it fits in my new iPhone's coming in a couple weeks, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked about Shalane Flanagan yet.
Oh, yeah.
So, incredible win for her. And I think what's interesting was the context of her win. And for those of you guys who don't know, Shalane Flanagan has one of our more decorated American distance runners, but she has, you know, been in it for a while, and she's had some ups and downs, right? Like most runners had. She's had moments where she's been on top. Has she had Olympic medals?
No.
She's not
she did medal. She's not had
she
a win.
medaled. She hasn't had a win.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's ever won a major marathon before.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And what was interesting was that earlier this year, in April, she actually had to withdraw from the Boston Marathon due to stress fractures. So super crushed. And after that, actually Mario did an interview with her, Mario Ferrelli, and you know, she basically said that she took like 10 weeks off or more to let this thing heal. And what was interesting was she said she didn't realize how tired she actually was until she took a break.
Yep.
And I think that's interesting, especially for those of you guys who are just used to this like steady state output all the time. You might be more tired than you actually realize, and you know, your baseline of I feel good is actually like kind of shitty. And we could say is like, man, if Shalane hadn't gotten that stress fracture in April, would she have been in a position to win the New York City Marathon at all?
Which is kind of an incredible thing. April is not that long ago.
April's
to go
not that
10
long.
weeks of no running, and then to
especially
come
at that
back
level.
At that level is just incredible, and it shows just like an amazing amount of like mental stamina and just mental perseverance. Just
going through that
incredible.
with the training is really incredible. So
Yeah.
so hats off to her. And I also think that, especially if you've been someone who's been running for a really long time, it also goes to show that that base doesn't disappear overnight, just like your college running days, right? You could go in because you had this incredible foundation. So for those of you guys who are stressing out about stress fracture and injury, give yourself that time, especially on the holidays, especially if you don't have any races coming up. You know, you'll come back next year stronger, and maybe you too will win the New York City Marathon.
A good thing to do though when you're taking time off is to watch your diet. Like, it's very easy to, like, you know, to get lax in your training, which can be a good thing, get some rest in, but then you go lax in your diet at the same time.
Hey, what were you just eating for lunch?
I didn't have anything for lunch.
What did you just eat a little while ago? One of Craig's meal times. So like, I'm very regular, and I eat like regular meals, and I think like Craig just like, he like hibernates like a bear, and then he just like eats at very random times.
I realized that I went running this morning and did not have a good breakfast. I don't eat before I run, that's just not a thing.
Yeah, I usually don't either.
Yeah, and I got back and we got started on working, and then I had this thing to set up, and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to go through the whole live show without anything to eat. So I pulled out some leftovers from yesterday and had a quesadilla.
Oh, there we go, a little quesadilla. So we got it. I just wanted to say, it was like, this guy, I've seen him go like almost all day without eating.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
But sometimes it happens.
The one thing I did on purpose, I almost died. It was horrible. Hey, it's 12:58.
Hey, on that note, let's go ahead and do this giveaway.
It's that time, guys!
It is that time. Edward, what's up? Chiming in from Northern Alaska.
Yeah, nice. Guys, we love that some of you guys are signing on all the time, and just like we notice. It's great to have you guys back every week.
It's super fun. Guys, we got a few other great questions in here. We'll try to get them in.
It is time to pick our winners.
We need to pick our winner. Our winner.
You have like
dinner.
30 seconds before I pick the winners, so. All right, let's see. Oh, we're drawing 2 winners today.
Draw winners, there we go.
Fantastic. There are 2 of you. I did not know that.
2 of you winning some Nathan gear.
All right, ready? Let's do it.
Yep. Da, 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 da.
Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, hey, David Friswell from Florida. I was going to say Australia, but that is
nice.
not correct.
And Stephen Wilson from the UK.
Hey, both
Kendall.
of you guys are winners. Stephen Wilson, good job. David Friswell, nice work on winning this week's giveaway.
Yeah, and your winning entries were going to the Instagram of Nathan Sports.
Awesome.
Fantastic. So we will be sending you an email.
Yep.
And then we're going to have to get your physical address, whatever,
yep.
and we will send you your gear and your access to your free month of the training club.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Thank you for playing. Come back next week, and we will once again be doing a giveaway. I think next week we're gonna be giving away some shoes.
Oh, some shoes will be really fun. And next week will be fun, and then the week after is Thanksgiving, so we'll be doing a little bit of an early special edition. I think on Tuesday. This guy's gonna be out of here, but.
Yeah, which means the camera setup won't be as crisp as it is today.
Oh man, no, you guys are screwed. I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna do this.
Nate's gonna just look at his phone.
I'm just gonna like talk into a cardboard box and hope that just goes out into the internet. We'll see what happens.
We have not heard enough about our audio visuals. Okay, I know the audio was not great initially, but hopefully it's fixed now. But like, is the video significantly better than it was in previous weeks? Troy, who else is there? Kyle, Edward, all you guys are here every week. Let us know, because this setup is significantly more expensive.
It is a little bit more.
So we're hoping that the quality
there really is like one answer.
Eventually, we're gonna have a whole setup here where we sit at desks and a prompter, and we're gonna take formal questions and hold my. I don't know.
Oh, I know, right? We'll have like like more plants in the background, and,
it's gonna be like
and a guy with like a mic boom. It can happen.
Exactly.
It can happen.
Guys, thank you so much for signing in. It is 1 o'clock. It's time for us to.
For Craig to eat the second half of his quesadilla.
That's right. I did leave half of that. Did you know? You didn't eat that, did you?
I didn't.
That's all I got for today for my.
That's where I used the foot for the beer.
Yeah. Ask him what he ate right before the live show. My peanut butter and jelly and my bread.
I did.
So makes fun of my food.
I owe him more supplies. Anyway, we'll see you guys.
High five, guys. See you guys next week. Oh, awkward.
Output. And
stop the show. There we go.